What is up, everyone? It is your girl Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're listening to this, I want you to head to my link in my bio and subscribe to my Substack, because your girl is a Substack girly. She's back to writing, and as well subscribe to my YouTube channel. We have been switching a lot of things up lately because I feel that it's time for a change, not because it's 2025, but mainly because of the fact that we are evolving. We are constantly evolving, and it's beautiful to see that growth. I take a look back and I see my old videos, and you guys also still have access to them, and a lot of it has to do with fitness, and that will always stay true to me because we started off as Sia Fit, but we are now Sia Wellness. And what that really truly means to me is just finding my voice and taking this holistic approach to my living and everything that I do, especially being a nutritional practitioner, but also honing into myself a whole lot more and being okay with the fact that, like, so many things is just changing in life, and the way that I perceive things, the way that I look at things, the way that I talk about things, it all has changed. And I think that, not even I believe that this is a start to something beautiful and something new for me and my beautiful community and everyone that supports me. So YouTube, I'm back on. I'm going to be doing a lot of these talking videos to, one, get myself out of my normal way of thinking, and just coming to you in a space where I'm good with just being me. And that means sometimes having my hair all curl like crazy and wearing my home sweater like I'm chilling in my room right now. But anyways, what this video is about today is just pretty much just a reflection on what I've been discovering about myself a lot lately, and the things that I've been using to help me find all of this discoveries. And one of it, I actually did a blog post called "Who Do You Want to Be?" and I uploaded that today. So again, subscribe to your wellness club on Substack, because that's where I do a lot of my journaling blog pieces. And it's not only about like food and what I'm discovering, but also things that I'm just thinking about randomly, and I just want to get it out there. So the reason why I asked this question, who do you want to be, is because I stumbled upon an old journal entry right here. If you can see, I stumbled upon this old journal entry that I did in 2023 that is pretty funny, because I found myself, I know exactly why I did this and where I was and how I was feeling during this time. Because before I did this chart, I actually wrote down, what have you accomplished thus far in 2023? And I ended up writing, I think, about 20 things on the list. And then as like the year was starting to like slowly come to an end, I started piling up more. And the reason why I did that is because I was in such a low space. I was in a low space mentally. Physically, I was fine, but I felt like I was just walking on air. And most of the time when someone describes that I feel like I'm walking on clouds, I'm walking on air, they have a great feeling to that. But I felt very spacey. I didn't feel grounded in anything that I was doing. I was heading into a workspace that I was kind of just like, why am I here still? Or why did I choose to come here when I've been trying to build my business, and I was always at least like 70 to 75% in my business, but I was still giving to other people. I truly believe, though, that 2023 was the year that I needed to break down so I can be where I am today here in 2025 and where I was in 2024, grounded. I've been more grounded in myself because I decided to choose my high vibrational self more than anything, because I realized who I am and what I didn't like when I was in this low vibration self. So, who do you want to be? How I broke this down for myself is I decided to sit down and reflect on the habits that I've attained throughout years and what I didn't like about them. And here are the things that I noticed. I literally am going to read off of this page. So I broke it down where I put low vibration self and high vibration self. And I kind of just mirrored what the two are. So when I put something that I didn't like or I knew I wanted to change of a low vibration self, I mirrored that with something that is high vibrational. And that's what I was putting out there for myself. Anytime I write in my journal, it's not only just like my random thoughts or my goals. When you put something down, you're speaking that into the universe. You're giving space for it to actually be alive around you, you know? And if you're like me, I give it all to God, and I hope and I pray always, and I know that He is always guiding me. So sometimes when I'm lost and I'm in this low vibration self, I always have to remember, turn to God, because He's always going to get me out of this. So, and this low vibration self, the first thing that I put down was sleeps in and checks phone first thing in the morning and constantly scrolling. When I tell you, that had me in a chokehold, all right? I was definitely in a chokehold doing this because I was constantly waking up first thing in the morning and picking up my phone. So I would literally set my phone right beside my bed, and once I woke up, because I was hearing the alarm, I would turn off the alarm, but I would still just pick up my phone and lay in bed and just go to, say, Instagram. Well, yeah, at the time it was Instagram. I never had TikTok yet. But with that being said, I was already setting myself up for failure in my day because of the fact that I was choosing to do something that was going to make me look at what other people were doing and make myself feel like I needed to be like them or feel like I was behind. But then also, on a scientific fact, it was raising my cortisol up like crazy, and I wasn't actually seeing the effects of it, I wasn't seeing the effects that it was doing to me. And when I started to like clue in, I would see my focus for the day was shot. I was missing my hunger cues. I would just want to sit and do nothing because I decided to go on my phone, have blue screen in my face all the time. So how I mirrored that was wakes up at my first alarm instead of hitting snooze, and I would spend time with God and myself. Now, looking forward and seeing where we are here right now in this present moment, what I do to set up my day is there's a few types of journaling that I do, but the one thing that sticks with me is brain dumping. So I journal 3 pages every single morning, and then once I'm done, I do my prayer. And if I do have that span of time, I'm going to read the Quran and just give myself in that space and spend that time with myself and with God. So I've been mirroring this, and I've been in this high vibrational self for a while now, but being able to see where I was, like, you choose your hard. You're always going to be able to choose your hard. And I decided to spend time with God, with myself, allow myself to start the day with a clear brain, no crazy thoughts running through, because I'm allowing myself to just be, and then be able to give myself to other people and my business the way that I really want to. I'm able to show up for myself the way that I want and need to. Second thing that I had on the low vibration self side was, I can't read my writing, fills day with overload tasks and switches to one and doesn't complete what's needed. This led me into procrastination all the time. Let me tell you that. And the reason why this was such a big stickler for me and why I just noticed that I was in this low vibration is because I was procrastinating. I was feeling very overwhelmed and anxiety just running through me. And all I wanted to do was pretty much try to grab at everything all at once, but yet not doing anything all at the same time. And if you've ever felt like that, here's how I mirrored this. So I started to organize my day with 2 to 3 tasks, and even sometimes just one task that will make me feel accomplished. So today, actually waking up, I felt a lot of, and I don't want to say anxiety, but my body was very anxious. Like I could just feel my body just like this, you know? And the first thing I wanted to do was just not go to the gym, not work out, and stay in my bed. I woke up super early, did my journaling, did my prayers, spent time with God, but something was still like trying to shake me. And because I almost was tempted to not go to the gym, not move my body, and that's something that I love to do and that helps me get out of this funk, I decided to change things around. So instead of going to the gym, I decided to stay home and do a power yoga flow. And that kicked my butt, but it also helped me feel the endorphins that I need to feel so I can still feel like I was getting things done. Then also I decided to switch things around in terms of going out and meeting up with a friend to do some work and spending time with my mom, getting her to her appointment where she needed to go. Spent some time in some stores that I've been wanting to go to and taking a look at those tasks. But then before I actually left to do all those things, the one thing that was nagging me the most was getting out a post for the blog, because I haven't posted for the full like this whole month. So has been nothing out for 2025. Once I sat my butt down, wrote what I needed to write what I needed to write, sorry, I felt so much better. And that's because I completed at least just one task out of the 2 and 3 that I needed to get done and was able to just hone into that. And that made me feel 10 times better. But then it also made me do this, pick up my camera and start filming and just start talking, which I think sometimes when I'm like, oh, I'm not going to have enough time, I have tons and loads of time right now until I go and train my athletes. So this is where fills the day with a whole bunch of things and always jumping to so many things. But then I have my days where I organize. I have all my days now where I organize my time and my tasks. I only strive to complete 2 to 3 things every single day instead of 10 things that's on my list, because I know that's going to make me overwhelmed and I know that's what's going to make me procrastinate and not get anything done. But I've also taken a further step where I have title names for my calendar, and that helps me a lot in terms of like Mondays are meeting Mondays, so I know that my client calls are always going to be on a Monday, but I can now put in any other thing that I need to do. Tuesdays and Thursdays might be like my innovative, creative days. I'll have like my finance days, and that will just set the tone for me to be like, these are the important tasks, and then anything else after that, I can complete 1 or 2 things. So yeah, that's high vibration. Now, the other part was where I actually think about it, I was like, I really was closed off for a bit. I was closed off and I constantly wanted to do everything alone, and I always felt alone, even if I had like an abundance of people around me. And this is where I look back where I was just like, I was kind of depressed. And that's okay. That definitely was okay, but I was happy that I was able to see what it was that I was doing and be able to hone into like taking the steps to start doing things with people. So I decided my high vibrational self was to prioritize quality friendships with those who equate the same energy as me. And I know that my energy can be up here. I know that I want to be around people who are striving for the best, always looking forward, and always being able to like pick themselves up even when shit's getting rough, but also know that they have people that they can lean on. There are moments back in 2023 and a little bit before that where I felt like I didn't have anyone, though I had so many people, but I just felt like I just didn't know who to trust. So now I make the conscious like effort to pick up that phone call and call somebody. I spend loads of time, most of the time with my boyfriend on the phone, but like outside of my boyfriend, my other friends, and making time to like actually meet up with them, do work dates, connect, see how they're doing, as well as them seeing how I'm doing. And that makes me find my community and find the people that I know that are for me. We kind of touched base on this one, but I used to have days where I was just like, I'm going to skip my workout and make excuses. We are all human. I am very in tune with my body. So when I say I'm going to miss my workout today, it's not because I'm just being lazy, especially with who I am today. It's more about how is my body actually feeling versus I just don't want to get out of bed and go do a workout. That's the biggest difference between the two, because there are people that, and I used to do this too, but there are times where I literally would just know that I should go work out because that's going to put me in a better mood. But I would choose to be like, no, I'm just going to sit here and turn on Disney and turn on Netflix and waste my time and waste my day, and then complain about feeling sore and not being able to stretch the way that I normally stretch. We're now getting out of that funk. I'm back to my regular training days. If I know I have to miss a day, it's not out of like, maybe I've overscheduled myself, because that does happen too. I am human. I'm not perfect. But also in the fact that like I will opt in for something different. So if I know exactly like today, a heavy strength training workout was not going to do it for me, but I knew that coming into a yoga flow was going to do 10 times better than anything else. And that's what I did. Always on the phone past 6 p.m. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm still doing that, but I catch myself. I've been catching myself this week a lot more and making sure I'm getting down to it. So like, okay, always on the phone past 6 p.m. is a little bit of a stretch because sometimes I'm still working, so I'll be on the phone. Where I think I meant to say is that I'm on the phone past a certain time, which is to me now, if I'm on the phone past 9 p.m., what am I doing? Or even 8 p.m., what am I really doing? I am most likely doom scrolling and I have nothing better to do, where I should be getting ready for bed and making sure my wind down for bed is up to par. This week, well, the last few weeks, that was my challenge. I was noticing myself going into this wormhole again where I had these in and outs, but I said, you know what, I can't do this. I cannot stay up past a certain time. And like, there are nights where you obviously on the weekends you want to go out and you have fun. I can't stay up past a certain time. Like, I will be falling asleep in public places, and I have the worst attitude the next day because either my head is killing me or there's something else that's bothering me, and I either just want to stay in bed, or I'm very grumpy and very rude to people, and I don't want to be that person, because that's not that doesn't reflect me, you know? So I enjoy a lot of time without my phone after 6 p.m., but also during the day too. Last year, I think it was about 3 months off of social media because I needed that space and it felt amazing. And me doing that has helped me be able to be like, I don't need to be on my phone right now. There's nothing important for me to look at. I don't need to look at any emails. I don't need to be on social media. I don't need to see what other people are doing. I'm now practicing when I'm on social media, it's for work. I post, I leave, have a great day. That is it. Another thing that I looked at was eats whenever and whatever. Top of that is listening to my hunger cues. I also had eats for convenience, not health. I now choose health first to heal. And it's, again, I've been in this game for a very long time. I've been doing this whole health and wellness journey for a very long time. But there are certain habits that you'll find that you have that you don't seem to like notice as much until you actually sit down and reflect. So I suggest to you all to sit down and really reflect and look at yourself on a different like level. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions. Is what you're doing right now helping you get to where you want to be? I had these moments where I would eat whatever and whatever because I was like, I'm in the gym, I'm always working out, this is not going to affect me. I now make sure I'm listening to my hunger cues, but I'm also looking at food as whole foods and how is that going to affect my focus? How is that going to affect my health all in general? Is it going to bother my gut? Am I able to break this food down? Do I have like the proper bowel movements for the day? What did I eat as to why my bowel movements aren't working properly? Like, you know, those are the questions that I ask myself now. So it's not to say that I was always eating like junk food. Definitely not, because I'm not really a big junk food person, but it's more of the sense of the fact of like me feeling like I can do whatever, whenever, and now I'm really tuning in a whole lot more. And when you do this, when you make this chart for yourself, what does your low vibration self look like? What do you want your high vibrational self to look like? Don't only go off, or like don't try to go off of what I'm saying. Go off of what you have noticed for yourself. These are things that I noticed about myself that I definitely knew I wanted to change, and I needed to figure out how I was going to mirror this. And it took me some time to figure it out, but I'm here and we're constantly working because we are constantly evolving. I also had social media consumes my life, thoughts, and job. So just like how I was trying to make sure I was not scrolling past a certain time, I also needed to realize that me being able to have the job that I have, social media is a big part of it, but I also have to come to realize that I need to make sure that I'm not going on there to scrutinize what other people are doing, but also making sure I'm not allowing that to affect me as well. And that took some time to do because it was really affecting my mental health and affecting my self-esteem. And now I'm able to just be on it and be like, you get what you get. Another one was pushes bills aside and does not pay for a lot of things on time. Now, I've gotten so much better with this. Do not judge me because I'm not judging myself. But I knew that this was a big thing that I needed to work on. I probably should have put that at the top too. But in that sense, like, I look back and I'm like, I really wish somebody had taught us about like finances and how to pay our bills and how to like save properly and do certain things and not be scared to like see money go because it's always going to be coming in. That was scarcity mindset. Now I have a mindset where I'm like, in order for me to make money, I got to spend money and I need to see it moving, because if it's not moving, I'm not making anything and I'm not seeing any investment. So that has been a very long journey. I'm still in that journey. There's so much more for me to learn with that, but your girl's on top of her bills. She's paying things on time, and this is what we like. impulse buys. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really big thing for me as well. Impulse buying, where I used to do this thing. I would just buy something without looking at the tag. And as much as I'm like, yeah, I can do that, I also, again, was choosing to do certain purchases instead of looking at certain bills that needed to get done. But I look at my finances. I look at my finances now. I make better decisions. Sometimes I trip out, but I also realize that I do such a great job and I work really hard that there are things that I deserve for myself and I'm going to get it for myself. And the more that we grow, the more that I'm able to do the things that I want and do the things that I love. So that was that. And the last thing I had on my list, I don't think I had anything else, was spends her time overthinking in fear and in guilt. Listen, if you're sitting down overthinking right now and you're in this blockage and you have fear overriding you, spend some time with God and trust in His timing, because that is what your high vibrational self wants to do. She or he wants to spend time with God and wants to trust in the path that is set forth. And that right there has helped me feel so much more confident, be able to use my voice, stand my ground, be where I am, and make sure and be where I am and see the work that I am doing and know that the work that I'm doing is helping me for the said future. I don't know what my future looks like, but I do know what my present looks like because I'm here in the present and I'm grounded in it and I'm happy that I am. And when I think back, a lot of my anxiety was built on thinking too far behind and too far forward. But once you're just here, you're in the now, everything feels so much more calmer. Everything feels right. So your task is to sit down with yourself and reflect. Grab your journal. Ask yourself, who do you want to be? Think of the habits that you have accumulated throughout the years. Think of the things that you want to keep. Think of the things that you want to let go of, and mirror that. So the things that you want to let go of, the things that you realize that don't reflect the best in you and the best character that you bring forth in your everyday life, mirror those with something that is high vibrational, that works for you. Don't think about everything that I just said and was like, oh, well, it worked for her, it's going to work for me. It doesn't work like that. Think about who you want to be, where it is that you want to go, things that you want to get rid of, and things that you want to add in that mirrors the things that you want to remove. And you will see yourself working towards that every single day. I'm constantly looking back at my journals because it is a reflection of who I was, of my past self, but also it has helped me be and become everything that I've ever wanted to be in this life. And I know that I have so much more room and so much more growth here. I take so much pride in all of the books that I've ever written in, because I love looking back and seeing the things that I've written and sit in it and be like, wow, you really did that. You've really grown. You've really marked off another goal that was supposed to happen for you. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes it means that it's going to happen a little bit later. Who knows? It's God that's taking me on this path and on this journey. I'm just here for the ride. So I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm hoping that you guys are able to take from this, and I hope that you sit down and you journal and you reflect and you ask yourself who it is that you want to be, because you all are amazing human beings, and welcome to this community. But hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you guys back here, but also subscribe to the Substack, Your Wellness Club. I'll see you guys later. Bye.